Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today I have something special again. As always, I have something special. We're going to do everything you need to know in Season 14, patch 14.7. And I'm gonna make a jungle tier list. This helps you not only to see which champion you should be playing, also which champions you should consider banning. And I will give you insight in each and every one of those because I will always want to have this YouTube's channel very educational and also entertaining at the same time. Let's do it. Okay, we obviously start with Master Yi. We have to. So this is gonna be from iron to diamond. So it means iron until diamond, and from diamond and further on, low diamond till master, grandmaster, challenger is a little bit different. But keep in mind, if you're a master tier player seeing this, it is most likely gonna be very similar because I'm a challenger player myself and therefore am infected, basically have a different kind of opinion because of that already instantly. All right, so let's start with Master Yi. In Master Yi right now, I would rate A tier. In higher elo, I would rate him B tier. I don't think he's that strong right now, but he's completely fine if you do manage to play him on his unique playstyle. It is very unique. And it can be absolutely fun to play because he's so strong and he deals so much damage. So in high elo is around B tier, but in low elo is A tier. So if you can play Yi well and you're playing below diamond, you have great potential of picking him up. Let's do the Sylas here because he just got buffed this patch. Sylas is gonna be around B tier. In higher elo it would be a little bit higher because he's mechanically very hard to play and pull off. So what I would tell you guys here, if you manage to be a very good mechanical player, then you can for sure pick up Sylas and make him work at around A tier as well. All right, Nocturne. Nocturne got from patch to patch worse and worse, I feel like. Right now, I would still rate him for low elo around A tier because he's still very, very strong. Always will be in low elo because he's a very simple champion and will always be very, very valuable. All right. Hecarim, I don't think Hecarim is that strong right now, especially in low elo. I would rate him around Z tier. He does need a kind of a small buff. It's very risky though, because if you buff him a little bit, he will instantly become annoying for enemies. That means that Riot Games kind of struggles of finding the perfect balancing for this champion specifically. But right now he's around C tier and he is okay. Again, I think this suits for every champion. If you can make him work, even if they're Z tier, you can get him higher to B or A tier. You can get him like 2 tiers up, I would say. A D tier champion, you cannot get to S tier. You can just have good games on D tier champions, but you cannot get him to S tier. I just disagree with that. Okay, Olaf also strong in the jungle now, but still pretty average. I would rate him also around Z tier. He's not that great, especially in low elo. You just still get Kaiden, and I don't think it's that strong. Kiana, I would rate D tier. It's not good in low elo, and it's a very, a little bit of a too aggressive jungler, I would say. She's very mechanical, and yeah, for lower elo, I just don't see the point of it. It's also a very inconsistent jungler who just fights a little bit. If she farms, they're just champions that farm way faster. Let's just say champions like Echo and Diana. Diana buff was great. Also on A tier, very beginner friendly. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend to pick up a Nocturne or Diana right now. These two champions are great to learn the game, and they're also pretty good right now. Zac is also beginner friendly. I would rate him around Z to B tier. I would rate him like a B tier right now. I think he's pretty fine. The Johnny is very shit right now. Wouldn't recommend to pick up. Wouldn't recommend to try. If you want to play a tank, I rather want you to play Zac. Fiddlesticks is around Z tier. Is a little bit underrated, and I still put him Z tier. I just think the champion, yeah, people just can play him really well. If they do know his old angles better, this champion could instantly skyrocket to A tier, but because low elo will never really learn that, he will stay in Z tier. Gwen Jungle is a counter pick champion, so can be B to A. But because she's a counter pick champion in general, she's around Z tier, and I wouldn't recommend to one trick. She's a good counter pick, but not really a one trick champion. Let's start with Warwick. All right, Warwick is around A tier, still completely fine. You can go Strikebreaker, you can go Titanic Hydra, completely fine champion, and there's no problem in picking him in almost every single game because he will always be able to pull off some CC and be pressuring and threatening. Let's have Belweth. Belweth, I think, is absolutely strong right now, especially in higher elo, even though she got nerfed, but the nerf doesn't matter that much. So for low elo, rated A tier, but if you're a good Belweth player, again, highly recommend to pick her up. She's not that beginner friendly as Diana or Nocturne, but she is 100% in a really good position right now, and she will also stay in a really good position because I think Riot Games likes Belweth. Alright, Kindred is a little bit harder to play. Wouldn't recommend. I would put her around Z tier. She is really hard to learn, very cheesy champion. And I would recommend her when you play champions like Graves as well. Champions like Elise, maybe. It's kind of a cheesy playstyle. Graves as well, completely fine jungler, very good position. Same for, who do we take? Echo. But Echo I would rate around B tier. I think Graves is just generally speaking a little bit better and does the things Echo does just a little bit better. This is, again, as I say, for the lower elo brackets. Let's talk about Amumu. Amumu is, again, beginner friendly. I love the champion, especially for new players. I would rate him out B tier because I just don't think he's that strong. Same for Maokai. Where's my friend Maokai? Here. I would rate him around the same. Maokai is working really fine, especially if you queue correctly and you go perfectly with these. If you perfectly do wolves or chickens on spawn consistently, he also has great potential. Alright, so let's go next champion, Wukong. Wukong is underrated. I think Wukong does have great potential. I don't see him a lot. I think he is, like, people think he's around C tier. I do think he's like B plus, A minus. But I do rate him at now around B tier because he's still, yeah, his clear is still not the fastest. And what I would recommend you to do if you're on lower elos, play champions like Diana, Nocturne, champions like, who else do we have here? Olaf, Hecarim, all of them have a great clear. Generally speaking, you should look out for champions that can clear very well and get really good at this, because this is one of the main fundamentals we have on the course. When to farm, when to gank. You need to be really consistent in terms of farming. You can climb out of low elo by just farming better. A lot of my coaching clients, if they would farm better, boom, skyrocket. And because they're my coaching clients, they will end up climbing. Again, in the description, you can check it out. Talia, a little bit more, I would say also skillful, is the better version of, I think she's a little bit better than, how do we say, let me think a little bit. She is a little bit better than Elise, because Elise really struggles to farm very well in lower elo. She's still a strong champion, so she's around B minus, C plus. But Talia is like B plus, A minus. She's the better version of Elise. That's how we see it. So I would rate her around here. But she's hard to play, so I would put her in B plus right now. Lilia, another very beginner friendly champion. I love the champion. Highly recommend to pick it up if you're new to the game. Really think this is a good choice. She's very simply made. You can just spam Q whenever you can. Very simple style. Try to have chickens and wolves again. Same for Diana and Nocturne, permanently cleared. And in the late game, just make sure to not all in. Try to kite backwards and forwards, like that. All right. Rek'Sai. I think Rek'Sai is just not that great in general and also a little bit hard to play. So I would rate him around B minus Z plus. I would put him. Nunu is completely fine. It's a little bit hard. So also Z plus. Ramos is completely fine around Z plus. I would rate him Dispatch. Who even is S tier when I think about it? Volbear is fine. I would rate him around B tier, but he's not S tier. He could be A tier as well. I think he's around A tier. Yeah, he's around 8 tier. He's pretty strong. Who is even S tier in lower elo when I think about it? Let me think. Charvan. Okay, Charvan. Kados is also... Okay, I need to make it a little bit different. I think Nocturne and Diana we can put on S tier. I think this is how we would rate it. Because those two are really strong in lower elo if people manage to make it work. Diana's better than Nocturne though. And Lilia could be on top as well. I'm not so sure about the Nocturne here. Maybe Warwick could be on the top as well. Not that easy. I think maybe it's only Diana right now at rate S tier. Because, or maybe even nobody. But then it changes everything again. Because there's not a single champion I would say is absolutely strong in low elo, you know? Shaco's a very one-trick champion. Isn't that strong. I'd rate him around B tier. Is fine though. Briar is completely fine, can be strong around B tier, also one-trick champion. Poppy is completely fine around B tier. Skarner, I didn't see the new Skarner too much though. I think he's pretty weak. I dislike him. Is around Z tier, can be B tier as well. I would rate him out B tier now on the new Skarner. The Trundle can be around B tier as well. Also can get his stuff really well. Like, I think it's pretty good balance right now, and I really enjoyed it. Vi is S tier. Yes, Vi is really S tier. That is true. Vi is S tier. Really good low elo champion. I think Vi is great for low elo. Would highly recommend as well. Very simple mechanics with ult and the Q combos. Try to learn the Q with the flash combo, and please consistently try to hit the Qs. Don't miss it. If you miss it, you're fucked. Keep in mind, if you end up using your Q, it's your only disengage tool as well. So be very aware of how you end up using your Qs. All right, then we have Cactus. Cactus, again, around B tier, you need to hit your Qs very well, and you have a good jungle macro, which comes within time. That is not the case for low elo that much. Kha'Zix is fine, also a little bit skilled. Same for Lee Sin. Both of them is not that easy. Nidalee, I would rate around Z tier right now. Not the best champion. Xin is pretty good, around A tier, because it's like mechanics are pretty simple. But most people fail it with using the W too early, which is just very cringe. Then we have Viego, very fine low elo champion as well, also around A tier, completely fine. Jax, I don't think the champion is that good. We can even rate him around Z tier. I just don't think he's that great. Where's the other Jax? I will just put him right next to it. Then we have Morgana. Morgana is just not that great, around Z tier. Shyvana is fine, but I don't think she's that good. Rengar is fine. I also don't think he's that strong right now. Charvan is completely fine. Can be strong, but he's not A tier right now because he just still has too little cooldown. He needs more cooldown like he used to have. Gregors is fine, around B tier. I do believe that Gregors has more potential than people believe. I think in the jungle he's also underrated. So you can consider to find angles where you can make this champion work great as well. Rumble, overrated. I think he's around Z tier. Pantheon jungle can work well, very consistent. Is a little bit is you know, at the same time as Nidalee, I would say, the same strength. Dr. Mundo jungle, pretty shit. Wukong Udyr jungle is around B tier, is strong, has potential, but if you play Udyr, same for other, especially one-trick champions like Shaco and Briar, please rewatch the games from the one-tricks that played these specific champions. Then you will learn the most. Rel is fine, but not that strong for low elo. Z tier. Ivan is fine, not that strong for low elo. We can put him around B tier, otherwise he could be high. I think around Z tier is fine. Nico's fine, not that strong for low elo. Around B tier to Z tier. Brand is fine, also not that good for low elo because all these champions are very mechanical and you need to know a lot of the macro. Teemo is not even that shit. I think he's a little bit underrated. I think he's Z tier, has some potential. Now to the jungle, of course, shit. Mordekai's jungle, of course, also shit for low elo. Nafari jungle, shit for low elo. And the new Skarner is also kind of terrible. Where is the new Skarner here? I think I have put him. Wait, that's the old Skarner. The old Skarner is B tier, the new Skarner is D tier, lol. No, I don't know too much about the new Skarner, so I will just put them both kind of on the bottom here. I think that's smarter. Like, I think that he's fine and he will probably be B tier, but I would just rather have him on the bottom here. Rel jungle got deleted. Yeah, let's put it on the bottom. I think Rel jungle is probably not the thing. No damage on monsters. Yeah, okay. I didn't see that. Rel does no damage. Okay, yeah. Rel is then 100% on D tier. I forgot about this. I forgot about this when I talked it. Okay, Udyr. I'll just put him to the next Udyr here. It's exactly the same champion. I think they might be another different champion, but I will just have it like this. Evelyn is completely fine around B tier. Kayn is underrated. Really strong and annoying jungler. I would rate him around A tier. Zed, not a champion right now. Zyra, we have the different Zyra somewhere here. I think, no, this is the correct Zyra. Also not that strong. It's overrated, just as a fast clear. Besides that is nothing. Taric is still completely useless, and Talon is not played that often, but completely fine. And I think, let me analyze it here real quick. Kayn, Mercy, Warwick, well, okay, that seems very decent. Then B tier, these champions are all almost the same strength. That is correct. Then we have the C tier. These champions are a little bit worse. I also agree totally. And D tier, these are the worst champions, and I don't see any problem with that. Yes, I totally think this is accurate. I think this is accurate. All right, this is it already. This was what I think is the tier list for 14.7. So keep in mind, especially the champions that will be on the top, I will be posting those tier lists on Twitter for now. So you can exclamation mark Twitter, or you can also see it in the description, my Twitter, and check all these tier lists always from patch to patch. I try to be up to date if possible. And yeah, you can just have it open in the background, this picture here, maybe make a picture right now. And while you play, you can just have this open in the background. All right. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm very curious if you like this kind of series. Let me know in the comments below, and I want to wish you a wonderful day, my friends. Take care.